You know that big reflecting pool covered in green slime? Yeah, the kind that make tourists wrinkle their nose and maintenance crews start having a really bad day? Well, some people look at that and think, ew. Biotechnologists look at it and think, that's incredible. Because think about it. That green slime wasn't there a few days ago. Now it's everywhere. No tractors or fertilizer, just sunlight, water, and a biological urge to take over absolutely everything. And that's exactly why scientists are so interested in algae. Because algae are unbelievably good at being algae. A few years ago, the famous reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial turned a rather impressive shade of green. Visitors complained and maintenance teams got busy. Meanwhile, researchers around the world are effectively saying, tell us more. Because what looks like pond scum is actually one of the most productive biological systems on Earth. One of the stars of the algae world is a tiny microorganism called Chlamydomonas reinhardtii. It's a microscopic green cell with two little tails called flagella that let it swim around, which means it spends its entire life looking slightly late for an important meeting. Scientists have been studying it for decades. It's easy to grow, easy to engineer, and surprisingly useful. Give it a bit of sunlight, carbon dioxide, get straight to work, turning it into more algae. No coffee breaks or annual leave required. And today, researchers are putting algae to work. They're using it to make all kinds of things, like food for humans, food for animals, vitamins, natural colorings, sustainable chemicals, and even potential medicines. Some species contain more protein than beef. Others produce healthy oils that are usually associated with fish, like omega-3. Although technically algae made them first, the fish are just distributors of it. Scientists are even looking at algae for future missions to Mars. Because if you're trying to feed astronauts millions of miles from Earth, a tank full of fast-growing algae is a lot easier to transport than a herd of cows. So the next time you see a pond, fountain, or reflecting pool turning green, don't just think somebody should clean that. You might be looking at one of the oldest and most successful life forms on the planet. A microscopic organism that's helping us develop new foods, new medicines, and potentially a more sustainable future. Not bad for something that most people describe as slime. Turns out one person's algae problem is really another person's biotechnology platform. I think it's good to flip the script on things like this, so if you want to learn a bit more, then follow, stay in the loop.